Hello everyone and welcome back to a very exciting chess game by Garry Kasparov against Greg Hjorth. This was from World Junior Chess Championship from 1980, and this is a must-see chess game of Garry Kasparov, a very interactive chess game. His opponent Greg Hjorth was international chess master. He was from Australia and he represented his country in 3 chess Olympiads in 1982, 84 and 86. He was also a professor. He is known as one of the greatest experts in the field of mathematical logics. He died at the age of 47 in 2011. So, let's see what happened in this chess game. Garry Kasparov had the white pieces. And in this World Junior Chess Championship, Kasparov finished the tournament in the first place out of 58 opponents, 58 players. And another famous chess player, Nigel Hjorth, came second. So, Kasparov starts the game with d4. We have d5, c4, queen's gambit, declined, e6, knight to f3, and we have the Tarrasch variation of Queen's Gambit declined. The Tarrasch defense, c5. And in this position, Garry Kasparov captured, c takes on d5. Usually in the Tarrasch defense, white also develops his knight to c3 was one of the most common moves. So we can say that this is the Tarrasch variation without knight to c3. Which is pretty double-edged, the Tarrasch variation, because eventually it is going to give black an isolated queen's pawn, just like in this chess game that we are about to see. So, pushing the pawn after knight to e5, developing the final piece, bishop to e6, and Garry Kasparov pushed the f-pawn f4, defending even more after exchanging the knights. It looks like a pleasant position, knight to e4, and then Garry Kasparov captured the bishop. So in this position, knight takes on c3. If queen takes bishop, of course, knight takes knight. After pawn takes knight, bishop takes knight is possible. So in between move, knight takes on c3, but after capturing the knight, it looks like white has pretty pleasant center. Queen takes on e7, and you can see that black's d-pawn is not looking very solid. So, pluses and minuses. It also gives black some flexible position. The bishops are especially going to be quite flexible in Tarrasch defense, but it is going to give black an isolated pawn in the queen side. So, just like in this chess game, and Garry Kasparov is pushing the pawn, and if capturing the pawn, developing the bishop aggressively. So we have queen to d7, a4 by Garry Kasparov, rook over, queen to h5, activating the queen and mobilizing the army. After rook to f4, we have rook to c7, rook from a to f1 by Garry Kasparov, and he's targeting the f-pawn. And also there is pressure on the d-pawn and leaving the a-pawn. So Hjorth captured the pawn, queen takes on a4, and it is white to move. Well, Garry Kasparov simply captured the pawn, e takes on d5, and believe it or not, but in this position, black is in big trouble. After thinking hard, black decided to capture the pawn with the rook. Rook takes on d5, and let's take it back and let's check out what happens if capturing back with the bishop. If bishop takes on d5, then simply capturing the bishop, and after rook takes on d5, rook takes on f7, and black is losing. So if in between move g6, what would you do in this position? So after defending the queen, capturing the bishop is possible. But of course, in this position, white is going to play queen to f3, both defending the queen and also defending the bishop. Thank you for the game. Black can resign. Actually, white is winning easily. Okay, so in this position, after e takes on d5, we have rook takes on d5, giving up the exchange for one extra pawn, and also black has a solid bishop. So Kasparov played a very strong move in this position. So if I give you a few seconds, can you guess the next move of Garry Kasparov? And after that move, actually black is in big trouble. So what would you do if you had the white pieces? White has a winning move, and can you understand why that move is also winning? Because you also have to see the follow-up. The follow-up is also very important. So if I give you 3 seconds, can you guess the next move of white? Your time is starting from now. Okay, so this is what Garry Kasparov played. e6. And this is a discover attack to the bishop and also targeting on f7. So what else but to take bishop takes on e6. But just for the records, if f takes on e6, then rook to f8 and black is getting checkmated. So after e6, bishop takes on e6. But can you see the idea of Garry Kasparov? Why did he push the e-pawn? What was the follow-up? The purpose of Garry Kasparov was to deflect the bishop so that this clears the path of the d-pawn. So Garry Kasparov simply pushed the d-pawn, and this was the idea. We have queen to b5. Well, in this position, obviously, if bishop takes pawn, then queen takes bishop, and if defending the bishop, let's say bishop to c8, then rook takes on f7. So in this position, we have queen to b5, and this is pinning the pawn. If capturing the bishop, queen takes queen, but unpinning with attacking on h7. So black is checking the king and gaining some time. And in this position, white has to be careful, because if white plays something like king to h1, then bishop takes on d5. And how to defend? So if king to g2, bishop takes on d5, king to h3, it looks so unnecessary. So in this position, Kasparov simply defends with the rook, rook to f2, defending very easily. Bishop takes on d5. Now Garry Kasparov sacrificed 3 pawns for the attack. And in this position, if queen takes on d5, actually this is a blunder. Can you see why? Because of queen takes on h7, after king to f8, rook to d4. And if defending the queen, then we have check and then checkmate. There is no defense. So either black is getting checkmated or losing the queen. So rook to f2, defending, blocking with the rook, and then bishop takes on d5. And I really do like the next move of Garry Kasparov. He could easily capture on h7, but he played an ambitious move. Instead of capturing on h7, he is pinning the bishop. This is much better than capturing on h7. And if bishop goes back, there is a very serious back rank issue. We have rook to d7, defending. If bishop to e6, basically we have queen takes on c5. After rook takes on c5, checkmate. There is no defense. So rook to d4, rook to d7, and Garry Kasparov played a killer move, and after that move, Greg Hjorth resigned. Kasparov played rook to f5, and black resigned. Well, black is losing the bishop, and there is no sensible defense in this position. So if something like g6, then simply rook takes on d5, and if capturing the queen, rook takes queen, and this is all over. And if queen takes on d4, then simply capturing the queen, and what's next? So if capturing the queen, capturing the rook, and thank you for the game. So a very beautiful interactive chess game by Garry Kasparov. So after rook to f5, Greg Hjorth resigned. And thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have enjoyed watching this chess game, and I hope to see you next time. Take care and bye bye.